What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Cutman Podcast with your boy Austin Carters. Man, on this episode, we got some things to talk about, and some things that are kind of like eating at me. Like I need to discuss. And one of those things just happened to be like the hate T.J. Watt just keeps receiving from everybody. You know, here recently, Bleacher Reports put out a article where they kind of like went down the list of teams and found who was the most overpaid player on each team, who they thought, and TJ was ours. Like, how? TJ's our best player, literally. So, like, how's he our worst player or our most overpaid player? I don't get it, but we got that. We're going to talk about Druski's little skit about Erika Kirk, which a lot of people hate, but a lot of people love too, and just how soft this world's getting, man. It's a shame. We're also going to talk about the Reds and their start, which has been up and it has been down. You know, that's just who the Reds are right now. And it's early, but we'll get into that and whatnot. We'll also talk about March Madness and the Final Four. We finally got a Final Four, and it's low-key some really good teams. And, yeah, other than that, we're going to recap UFC and then go from there. So let's just get into it, man. We're going to start with my boy TJ, like I mentioned. Y'all keep hating on my guy. And like I said, Bleacher Report came out and made an article, whatever, and TJ just so happened to be the most overpaid player on the Steelers by their standards. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, you got one of the best edge rushers in the league. He gets like 9.5 sacks last year, I believe, and that's with dealing with injury from a dry needle that put him out the rest of the season last year. I think he missed like 3 or 4 games at the end of the season before the playoffs. So it's like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Most overpaid? Like, if the cap goes up next year and his cap hit stays the same, that's underpaid in my opinion. And y'all get hell-bent on the sack totals, and our fans do it too. I'm not gonna lie, our fans do too. And the thing is, man, it's not just about sacks with football, man. And especially TJ. TJ drops back into coverage. He gets interceptions. He gets forced fumbles, which he's one of the best in the league right now at forcing fumbles and all that. So he does that, and also he gets pressures still. Pressures count. Just because he doesn't finish doesn't mean he doesn't get the pressures, you know? And he makes people's jobs better. You know, he's taking 2 or 3 guys with him each play. And that's easing up other players on the defense. And it's also making the life of like Highsmith and Herbig and Sawyer. Their jobs are getting better and easier because of TJ. So it's like, what are we talking about, bro? It's like when a team has a game plan around TJ and they have to like focus on him and they have to run the ball the opposite way, he's still impacting the game. But y'all's not understanding that. Y'all just see, his sacks went from 22 one year to 9 this year. It's like he fell off. Like, no, that's not how that works. And if you want to talk about it, really, let's talk about it. So 22 sacks, he went all out and got 22 sacks. So we knew what his ceiling was. And if his floor is 9, that's pretty damn good. So let's not talk about that. And honestly, Von Miller at the end of his career has 9, which is impressive. So why is TJ's not impressive with missing all the games he did? Huh? Like, y'all are so hell-bent on just degrading the dude, man. And I can't deal with it. Because he's our best player. Let's take TJ off the team and see who's good then. Like, man, y'all just hate on anybody. I swear. And I just don't get it. And I never will. And I'm always be appreciative of TJ. And I'll always stand on the hill of arguing for him. So, man, I don't know who did it, who made this article at Bleacher Report, but there's plenty of time to just delete it and admit you were wrong. And I know you're not going to, but, hey, you were wrong. So, man, I don't know. This world's crazy. Like, some of y'all can't even get off the couch and get a half sack, let alone 9. And y'all want to act like he's overpaid because of that. Like, phew. And then look at the contracts some of these edge rushers have now. Look at the Hendricksons and all that. To me, Watt is night and day better than Hendrickson. But y'all don't want to have that discussion. So we're not going to. But yeah, with that, man, let's just get on to some Reds. Let's stay on sports and let's get on some Reds. Get off of that topic. The Reds, like I mentioned, man, they've been up and they've been down. And they started the season with Boston. They lost opening day and whatnot, which is still a good game. Bats didn't really get anything going against Crochet or Crockett, whatever his name is. I still don't know. But we did end up taking 2 out of 3 from Boston, which Boston's a decent team. And they got a really good pitching staff, honestly. We had versus Sonny Gray, I believe, the second game. And then their rookie, I believe he's a rookie. Early, he was the third game. He was really good, though. I'm going to give him his flowers. He was really good. And he's probably got a long time in this league, the way he's pitching right now. So props to him. Yeah, take 2 out of 3 from Boston, and then we dropped 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, which I'll give you a little leash. You know, one of them was against Skeens. But even though it was against Skeens, guys, we gave up 8 runs in 2 of those games, and we lost. It's like, I don't know what's going on right now. So here's the Reds thing, man. One season, their pitching's really good and their bats are terrible. The next, their pitching's really terrible and their bats are good, you know? Seems like right now we just got hit or miss. You know, we got the bats one day being good, the pitching one day being good and whatnot, and it's like, man. Like, for instance, Sal Stewart. He's been on fire. For a rookie, like, we already knew coming into the league he was probably going to win Rookie of the Year, but now everybody's starting to talk, and they think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, which Reds fans and a few other people around the world knew already. Like, we knew he had a bat. We knew he could play good defense, even though we almost lost him. Hey, in that first series, we almost lost him to a line drive that ended up hitting him in the wrist, and he shook his glove off and whatnot, was holding his wrist. We thought it was broke. Most of us did. It's like, man, we couldn't afford to lose him, especially how the Terry's going on right now. I think he's batting over 600, which it's not going to stay like that the whole season. I'm not going to say that. But he's dog walking pitches right now. He's got a couple home runs. Him and Suarez as well. Suarez has been really, really hit or miss, but he has had 2 homers and one helped us win a game. I think one helped us win a game. Or I could be wrong, but anyway, Suarez has 2 homers. Sal Stewart has a few. Ellie's kind of struggled with the ball down. So if he picks that up, I think he'll be really, really good this year. And hopefully he does. But I don't know. But yeah, I will give flowers to Chase Burns too, man. Chase Burns looked incredible in his outing. 5 innings. I think he gave up no runs and 7 strikeouts. I think it was a couple hits or 1 hit, something like that. So he looked really good. Louder looked really good too. So to have them looking really good, especially in a rotation where we've lost Ladola, which he is on a rehab stint or assignment, I will say that. So he should be back soon. Green's out, so we're going to need them to keep up their game. Abbott had a bad outing, I think, yesterday and whatnot, but it's going to happen. You know, it's baseball. It's one of the hardest sports to play, they say, so I'm not too worried about that. But one player who has been down recently is Pagan, our closer. Man, he's starting the season rough. I think he's had like 1 good outing, and he's had a few bad ones, including yesterday. He's been giving up home runs, and we're going to need him to lock in, which I don't know what's going on with our closers, man. With the Reds, man, the closer role seems like one day they're good and the next they're not, or season I meant. Like, look at Raisel Iglesias. He went on a tear, just dominating, and then one year he just fell off and wasn't the same, and then, you know, we end up like trading him or releasing him, something like that, and then next comes up, it's the, who was it? I can't remember his name. His brother played for the Mets. Y'all know who I'm talking about, though. It's not come to my mind, but he was really good, and then he fell off all of a sudden. So it's like, man, why is all of our closers coming in and then falling off? And Amir Garrett, even though I can't remember him being a closer, but he ended up falling off. So that's got to be studied. But I don't know, man. He's got to turn around. And like I said, it's early. So all their struggles I'd rather him be early and then figure it out and go on a tear. But he is gonna have to figure it out because he's struggling right now bad, and we need that. We might have to go away from the closer role from him. But hey, Connor Phillips has had up and downs. He's had a couple bad games, but he had a game where he pitched like an inning or two and he just dominated. So he looks like he could have a promising season. He's got to get his stuff together. Obviously, pitching, it's going to come with one day you're not going to have control of your command and all that. So I understand that. But with that, just the next 3 series we got coming out, which it shouldn't be that terrible of a thing. I can see us winning 2 out of 3, honestly, if not 3. We got the Rangers, the Marlins, and the Angels. Now, with the Rangers, I think they're going to be our toughest opponent. You got some dogs over there. Corey Seager. You got Nathan Eovaldi. He's a really good pitcher. And you got some other guys. And they got bats. They got pitching, and including DeGrom. So I hope we're not going to have to verse him. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're just going to have to go on a tear. And I think Stout Stewart will probably continue his tear. I'm assuming Matt McClain to get his bat going. He's had some good games. He's had some plate appearances where he could have been better. But, like I said, it's early. Marlins are an interesting team. Like last year, we struggled a little bit, but we ended up winning a few. I did get to a game where Hines hit his 3 home runs, and Ellie homered as well, and that was a good game, but we can't take them for granted. This is a team that's up and coming. They're young, but they got some stars, I'm telling you. And Xavier Edwards, we had trouble with him last year getting him out, and he can hit for contact, so I'm hoping we can get some ground balls, get him out, because he's got speed too on the base pass. But yeah, the Marlins, they got some interesting players who we just can't take for granted, like I mentioned. Then you got the Angels. Angels are iffy, man. But hey, they got that dog. They got Mike Trout. Can't take him for granted. And he's healthy right now, so hey, I'm hoping our pitching staff gets something figured out. If you have to walk him every plate appearance, I'm not mad. I'm not going to lie. I'm not mad. He can homer and do everything in between. But these are all road series, I believe. So they get out of Cincinnati for a little bit, and maybe it's a refresher. Get to a ballpark that it's not hitter friendly, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, and then the last thing with the Reds, man, one thing I do like, and here with the changes in MLB and everything, sometimes it took me a while to get used to it. But hey, this ABS strike zone, I like it. I like it just right off rip. This is crazy. And the first game or two with the Reds, man, whoever the ump was, I can't even remember his name, but whoever it was, man, he was terrible. And it exposed him badly. And the funniest thing is, Sam LeCure, our former relief pitcher, he came out before the game, and he was like, hey, we could see a record of calls being overturned in this game. And sure enough, comes out, the Reds go 6 for 6 on overturned calls. And Suarez and I think Ellie or someone else, they ended up getting like back-to-back calls to where they were overturned. It might have been Benson, actually. But like they had back-to-back challenges where the call was overturned in their favor, and it ended up helping us. So it's like, hey, it's gonna tell you who the good umps are and who the bad ones are real quick. And I like it, honestly. I like how it's doing that, and it's funny because some of these calls are bad. Like some of these calls, you're like, oh, it's a strike. It's bad. And I seen one, a video. It shows like a strike down the middle of the plate, and the dude calls it a ball, and then they review it, and it's like dead center. And I was like, how do you do that? But man, I like it. I truthfully like it, and it's not something I have to get used to. Just right off rip, it's great for baseball, I believe, and it's one of those rules like it's pretty good. So let me know what y'all think about that. Like, are y'all a fan of it or not? I think it's cool how it's exposing all these umps, which we already knew were bad. So, but yeah, that's really all for the Reds. After the pod, I'll obviously go and check the Reds out. Hopefully they'll be winning and whatnot. But who knows? we'll get it going though. I believe we'll make the playoffs this year with this team and whatnot, and hopefully Sal Stewart can just stay on the tear the whole season, and he can get Rookie of the Year and probably break some records. Hopefully, so we'll see what the Reds bring and whatnot. But it was an up and down first two series, like I said. But on to the next one, and yeah, on to the next one. But yeah, let's bring up some March Madness, man. So with the Final Four teams end up being Arizona, Illinois, Michigan, and then UConn. 4 really good teams, in my opinion. Now, did I see Illinois going on and making it? No. Did I see Duke losing to UConn? No, because let's be real, that was who I had in the finals winning it all against Michigan. But hey, Michigan looks like a dog right now. As much as I hate to say it as an Ohio State fan, because we hate them, but they look like they could win it all. And yeah, just to get there, Arizona ends up beating Purdue 79-64. And hey, props to them, because Purdue is one of the top-ranked teams in this tourney. And like I said, anything could happen. Anything can happen, and it has. You're seeing all that and whatnot. That's what makes March Madness so exciting. Like, I can't go on the full season watching basketball in college, but as soon as you turn on March Madness, I can watch a few games, because it's just like you never know what's going to happen. But no, you got that, and then they end up beating them and going on. And Bronny's son, what's his name? It's not Bronny's son, LeBron's son, I should say. He's on the team of Arizona, so he's got a chance to do something his brother couldn't and his dad didn't, because LeBron obviously went to high school and skipped college. But or not, he went on to the league and skipped college, I should say. But yeah, Arizona's going to be an interesting team to watch. And then Illinois ends up beating Iowa 71-59. Now, Iowa wasn't all that good. In my opinion, I think they were ranked like 9th. And you got Illinois ranked like 3rd. And like I said, 71-59 in the Elite 8 is crazy to me. So, props to Illinois for going out there and doing that. But they got to handle business, I think, against Arizona and whatnot. But man. Then next you come out and you got Michigan beating Tennessee 95-62, dog walking them. And this is a Tennessee team that's actually played really well and whatnot, and going from there. So, man, I don't know. I just don't know what to say to it. It's like they're that good, but Tennessee should have played a little better. I'd say, like, man, Tennessee's like I said, they're hit or miss. And the last few years, they've been really good. So, to make it this far, props to them. But, hey, you should have done a little better, I'd say. But I don't know if it's necessarily a hit on them or props to that team up north, you know. But I guess good luck for them. But, yeah, Duke, next one, Duke gives up halftime lead to lose on a late 3, bro. And it's like, bro, you end up losing 73-72. And guard Braylon Mullins was the one that took the final 3. Listen, y'all had a decent enough lead to win the game, you know. And then you go down and you just fall apart. And that's the one thing I had with Duke, man. I had Duke winning it all, but in the back of my mind, I was like, man, Duke always has these dogs on their roster, and they never do anything. So that's like what made me regret it. But hey, props to UConn for going out there and fighting back after half and coming out and winning, you know, even if it was the last second shot. Hey, it doesn't matter if you take the last second shot or you just blow the team out, you win. So, props to you all, man. And like I said, that's going to be a good Final Four. Now I'd probably assume that team up north is going to probably win it all. But I could see, I don't know, anything can happen, like I said. Maybe Arizona. I think Arizona's going to beat Illinois. And as long as these matchups are right, I think I got them right. I think it's Arizona, Illinois, and I think it's UConn and Michigan. But if not, who knows? But if it's Michigan and UConn, I could see UConn beating Michigan, but honestly, I see Michigan winning and going on and winning it all. But hey, I've been wrong, so you never know. bracket was busted a long time ago. Yeah. But thank God a lot of people picked Duke as well to win it all. So, hey, maybe something happens. But yeah, we're going to get off of that, and we're going to just head over to UFC, and it's one of our final sports topics. We will talk about a little something in regards to sports, but not necessarily actual sports right after this. But yeah, let's talk about the UFC, man, and recap it. Y'all knew Izzy went out and had to fight, and he hadn't fought in a long time, and it showed. Like, he had some rust. Like, he came out and he looked decent. You know, stand-up was really good. But Joe Pyfer ended up getting him to the ground round one once, but he did protect himself good enough to get to round two. And the stand-up, like I said, looked decent, and Joe's did as well. That surprised me. Joe was really good on his feet, too. But then Joe got him down the second time. He just didn't let him up. He just ground and pounded and ended up beating him and really cut him open, I believe. I believe I seen like a gash or something. I don't think it was that big, but ends up getting like a KO/TKO and round two. And hey, props to Joe, man. He came out, he was ready, and you know, just coming into it, I didn't know much about Joe, but the build up when I was watching the prelims and whatnot, it made me like think like, hey, he's actually a dog. And I guess he ends up breaking his arm at one point in his career and ended up coming back from that and just winning a bunch of fights. So good for him. But yeah, just beating someone like Izzy's pretty good and pretty cool, honestly. I'm sure you're like stoked about that. But yeah, man, Izzy ends up getting I guess you'd really lean towards TKO. But yeah, man, that sucked to see. But first fight back, fighting someone like that, you know, he didn't do terrible, and I'm sure he's got more in him. I don't think he's gonna retire or anything soon. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he bounces back and goes on a little run again. But who knows? Anything can happen. And just speaking of knockouts, Macy Barber got knocked out cold. When I say cold, I mean round one. Alexa Grasso's just knocked her out. She's on her back, just arms out, legs out, eyes open, just knocked out, bro. And like, she didn't get up. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she's like gone. I thought she was gone. It's like, man, that's my girl right there. But like, yeah, she's out cold, and I was like, dang. Like, I've never seen like a knockout like that. Like, you're just on your back, look like your life just got taken away from you. So man, that's crazy. But man, I'm sure she'll bounce back and get a couple fights under her belt to get some momentum back on her side. But man, glad she's all right. We will say that. Glad she's all right. But yeah, I got knocked out cold. It's crazy. But props to Alexa Grassos, I should say. The fighting world it's not for the weak. Let's just say that. You gotta be tough to go in there and be willing to get hit, punch in the face, and keep punching back. So, man, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, the next big fight that I'm really looking forward to is Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg, and that's April 11th. I want to say it's not this weekend, but the next. But yeah, that should be a really good fight. I don't know much about Carlos, but I know Yuri's a dog. But like I said, anything could happen in UFC. That proves it with Izzy and Macy. So we'll see. Prochazka, he's got a little bit of everything. He can wrestle a little bit. I think he mostly stays on his feet, but we'll see. He does have some kickboxing, so maybe we get a knockout with a kick. Or knee. Those are always fun knockouts to watch. So we'll see, but that's the biggest fight coming up. And then Dana White ended up coming out and talking about Conor. And last episode, y'all know, I talked about Conor coming back and whatnot. And Dana White came out and basically said he was optimistic that Conor will fight this summer. Now, the problem with that is he did say that at the end of last year. So it's iffy right now, but he does see Conor fighting this summer, he said. So we'll see when it actually happens. He he says we'll see with the July card that I mentioned. So who knows? But I believe we'll get Conor back. Conor says he's back, and he looks like he's on his grind to get back. So who knows? But I say he's going to come back. We'll see who he fights. Hopefully it's Max, like I mentioned. That'd be a dog fight, and we'll see. But I think that'd be hush-hush until it comes up like the week or so before and whatnot. But, hey, who knows? But, hey, the last thing I will talk about the UFC, Demetrius Johnson. Hey, dog. Smaller dude. Gives us all hope. But, dog, ends up getting his bid to the Hall of Fame this past weekend. And someone that deserves it. He's regarded as like the GOAT in some people's book, you know. So to come out there and give him his flowers and let him go in, that's pretty cool. And like I said, he's a dog. Like he's out here teaching people now and whatnot how to fight and the techniques that he used. And hey, good for Demetrius, man. He deserves it. And I'm glad he got his flowers and got his flowers early. He didn't have to wait too long. So man, props to UFC for doing right by him, man, and whatnot. But yeah, with that, we're gonna get off UFC, and we're gonna talk about, like I mentioned, a little more sports, but not necessarily sports, and it's regarding the draft. Now, hey, New Era dropped their draft day caps, and man, are these fire! I mean, you're talking about like caps that got special designs in them for each team, and examples of these designs include the Bengals. Having like tiger stripes in it, which I thought was pretty cool, even though it's the Bengals. The Steelers having terrible towels, that was crazy. I like that, and I might have to cop one, honestly. And then you got like the Falcons having like the Georgia peach, with them being in Atlanta. So like cool opportunity for people to end up buying these and whatnot. And props to New Era, man, coming out with some good product, man. Like, they'll probably make some good money off of these alone, and I might have to cop one or two. Who knows? Like, they're that cool. And, of course, obviously, I'm a snapback kind of dude, so New Era, they're really known for, like, not having snapbacks, but at the same time, I think they do, so hopefully we can get a snapback. If not, I'm not sweating it. It's a cool-ass hat that I like to have. So, props to them, man, and like I said, there's a couple other teams, like all the teams have it, but there's a couple other designs that I've seen that were like kind of cool. And I think the Jaguars had like a Jaguar print and whatnot. And yeah, they did that and whatnot. So props to New Era, man. Coming out, whoever designed those, I think you need a raise and maybe a promotion as well. So who knows? But yeah, that's with that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the backlash coming around the world, man. And y'all started out with Marshalls. All I keep seeing is how y'all don't like Marshalls, and you keep comparing it to Yellowstone. Like, first of all, that's the problem. You keep comparing it to Yellowstone. It's its own show, and it's got its own characters, and it's got its own plot and whatnot. So stop, bro. Like, if you're not into the Casey Dutton whole act, so be it. Like, that's what I wanted to see more of. And y'all, I think, seeing like him like taking people to the train station with Rip and everything from Yellowstone, and you're comparing the two, and it's just not the same. Even though he did take someone to the train station, but it was for good cause, because dude ended up like he's on like his, I would say like his deathbed, and he comes out and he puts him down for the guy asked him to, and didn't make him suffer, and then he did whatever. But hey, y'all don't have to like it, but just to sit there and just hate on it because it's not living up to the Yellowstone vibes, that's not fair. But yeah, I like it personally, and I know a lot of people don't. I know a few people do, and I'm just interested in seeing how it goes. And hey, say what you want, but y'all take these shows and y'all give them like 1 or 2 episodes, and then you're like done with them. It's like, no, let's not do that. Y'all did it with Mayans too, and I like Mayans, so hey. I like it. I understand like where y'all's coming from, but at the same time, it's like I'm not going to compare it to Yellowstone because it's not that. It's just Casey, but you know, I'm interested in seeing what this next episode brings, honestly, and whatnot. But I'm sure y'all have a problem with the Beth and Rip Dutton series coming out too. I'm sure you have a problem with that. Y'all do like the Madison, which I haven't watched. I have to get into that and see how that goes. That got Kurt Russell, who growing up, I wanted to be a little firefighter, so I used to watch Backdraft a lot. So that's how I got put on the Kurt Russell. But yeah, anyway, just that was a little side piece, but yeah, I like it, and we'll see how the series ends up panning out. Maybe y'all give it another try, and y'all end up liking it or whatnot, and go from there. But yeah, with that, we're just gonna stay on what y'all are hating. Like I mentioned, Druski's skit about Erika Kirk. Now here's the thing I think y'all are thinking about. I think you're taking this whole skit and you're putting it in regards to like disrespect to like Charlie, and that's not what it is at all. What Druski's basically came out and did, he's like dressed up kind of like white chicks. Yeah, y'all watch White Chicks. Everybody has, and if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't, but he kind of dressed up like that and dressed up like her and went on a skit and like acted how she does in interviews and whatnot. And he didn't once disrespect Charlie Kirk, so let's not put that in the same ballpark. Now here's the thing, man. When it comes to comedy, y'all are so quick now to like try and cancel somebody over a joke, and y'all's already she's already trying to sue him and whatnot. It's like, hey, you know the world's soft when the comedians who used to insult people and get under people's skin, they're potentially getting sued now. Like, it's like night and day. This world's just getting softer and softer by the day. Like, hey, it's a joke. It's a skit, honestly. It's supposed to be funny. And if you've got your feelings hurt, truth be told, it's really funny then. So, but y'all just sitting there getting your feelings hurt, like, oh, he did this and did that, and if the white people do that, it'd be racist. Like, no, Robert Downey did that in Tropic Thunder, and that was really funny, and everybody likes that and thought it was funny too. So, hey, if this skit's back in the day, it's hilarious, and a lot of people aren't getting pressed about it. So, hey, I haven't really watched all of it, but I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it is funny. And like I said, if it offends you, then it's probably funny, and it's probably right funny. Like, y'all just gotta give stuff a chance and stop being soft, man. Like, not everything's canceled. Let's cancel this. Let's cancel that. Let's stop, bro. It's like it's getting down to the point where like comedians are getting sued, and that's insane to me. Like, I grew up with Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. Shout out Cincinnati boy. I'm into like Gary Owen right now. He's hilarious. Theo says some off the wall shit, so I like Theo. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, Bill Burr, everybody. There's some good comedians out here, bro. So like, stop getting offended and actually go watch some good stuff. And hey, watch Tom Segura's Beyond Scared Straight skit. Yeah, man, that's hilarious. And let's just say some people hate breakfast. That's all I'm gonna say before I give any details. Just go and watch that, and you'll understand what that reference. But yeah, man, the world's getting soft and softer, man. And I hate to see it. So ease up, and enjoy some comedy, bro. But yeah, like I said, it's getting soft to where yesterday was April Fool's, right? I believe it was yesterday, but nothing really happened. I'm not seeing as many jokes as I used to back in the day. And like, y'all used to like always be good about April Fools and always see videos about it and whatnot. And now you hardly see any. Like, me personally, I haven't seen it. Maybe you all have, and I just haven't been able to see it or find it or whatnot. But that got me thinking too, like, y'all's kind of easing off April Fools. You know what I haven't heard recently? I haven't heard many Your Mama jokes. Like, growing up, that used to be the thing. That and rap battles. That used to be two of the biggest things in the world, man. And it got to a point where, like, when I was in Cincinnati in school, like, one of our teachers, every now and then, he'd come out with a couple and get right back to us. And that was Mr. Burling. Y'all know Mr. Burling. You know he's hilarious and whatnot. And went on to say some off-the-wall jokes like that. But, man, that just got me thinking, just like, hey, we're not getting Your Mama jokes. B, we're not getting April Fool's jokes as much as we used to. And it's like, we're not getting any rap battles really either. Everybody's getting offended and going on and making beefs and diss tracks. Like, let's have a real rap battle. Somebody come out and do it, man. Like, I've seen a couple over the past few years, but not as many as I used to. So, let's get back to that and let's just live life, bro. But yeah, and then one of the last things I'm going to talk about is the reason why I don't get into politics. And let's be honest, man. The reason I don't get into politics is because I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that you have two sides arguing over one topic. Instead of having, hey, for example, say the left has a good idea and they bring it to the table. And the right, even though they're thinking, hey, that's a good topic, they won't admit it, you know? And honestly, they should. Like, if the left brings a good idea to the table and the right likes it, they should be like, hey, we like your idea, but we think it can be approved upon here. And that's how you come to a table and figure out what's best for the world. And instead, y'all sitting here arguing over who's right, who's wrong, and whatnot. And y'all won't let your egos be put to the side and come together, man. And it's like vice versa, too. It's not just the left and the right. Like, I can't get into it. Like, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand, like, how y'all hate one side and the other hates another over a topic. Like, stop it, bro. It's retarded. I'm not gonna lie. It's stupid. But, and yeah, I said it because we're soft. Y'all might not like that word, but it's the word. So say what you want. But we're getting soft there too. And it's funny because Gary Owens even mentioned that he has a cousin that's special needs, and they came out and they're like, well, why is people getting offended that word's out there when I really am? And like, they know it. They're smart, and they're not. The thing is, the people with special needs, they got tougher skin than we do. Let's be honest with it. But yeah, just backtrack to politics, man. Y'all are so hell bent on like tearing each other down and wanting to be right that y'all get away from, hey, you know, you got a good idea. We think it's a good idea, but you know, we think it can be approved upon. Instead, y'all just out here arguing. And that's the worst thing to do, man. We could come together and figure out what's best for the world. But y'all won't do it. And that's why I can't get into politics, man. It's just like one side or the other. And if you're on the left side, the right side hates you. If you're on the right side, the left side hates you. So I stay in the middle. I think y'all are both just, I don't know, man. I think you're both crazy for just going out here and just finding weird stuff to beef about. It's like y'all are arguing over the Druski skit, like I mentioned. And instead of arguing, hey, let's figure out the real world problems. I mean, we're going to war right now. Don't you think that should be figured out before we talk about a skit? Like, come on, bro. This world's getting so soft, and y'all are just living on politics and hate, man. That's the problem with it. And if we put our differences aside and came together and made one good idea and strengthened that idea, we'd be really good. But no, you can't do that. And that's where you lose me. And that's why I won't vote. That's why I won't register to vote. That's why I won't get into politics. I won't talk about it much. So, it's good for y'all, man. I guess. Good for y'all. Y'all get what you want, but it's not the best thing. It's not. I'm just going to be real. And just with that, man, we're just going to end on that. Let's be better, guys. Let's be better and let's do better. And yeah, man. I don't know. Hopefully one day we can see both sides come together and try and actually make this world a better place. But until then, it's just going to be crazy. But no, we're going to end it. Like I said, we're going to end it right there. And I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful for everyone who tunes into these and watching my shorts, man. It seems like I have a little more success with the shorts. I think y'all like theirs a little better because they're not as long, obviously. But I appreciate y'all tuning in to every episode that you do. I know Tyler does for sure because we'll talk about it. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all's love and support so early on in this journey, you know. We're going to keep trying to do it and stay consistent, and we're gonna try to build. We're gonna try to do different things in life. Once I get the Cutlass up and running good, we might even do a couple pods just out cruising. Who knows? But one thing I do want to touch on before I go. One thing I want for my birthday, I've been thinking about it, man. There's this I would say like a racetrack in Bowling Green where you can get in get with like pro racers or drivers or whatnot and just top out a Hellcat or something like that and just go crazy and have fun for the day and just speed all around the track and whatnot. That's something I think I want for my birthday, and I think I'm gonna try and do it. I'm gonna try to do it, try to live a little and whatnot. So we might just heads up, not guaranteeing anything, but we might do a pod from that. You know, I don't know necessarily a pod, but we might make like a couple videos doing that here in June. So stay tuned for that, man. That'd be kind of cool. And it's like this whole year I want to do a couple extra things and just live, man. I want to live. I think that's where people go wrong. They get carried away with everyday life, which it's easy. I do it sometimes, and I have to catch myself and try and enjoy life a little bit. So I understand that, but yeah, hopefully we can get into that. Maybe even try to get some more ink this summer. You know, that's something I want. Obviously, I've talked about tattoos and whatnot, but we'll see what that brings, and we still got a long way for that. So, but yeah, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all for your support and whatnot, and we'll see where it goes. And with that, I'm gonna say peace out, and I hope y'all have a good day and stay safe.